Hey there everybody and welcome back to Black Hero Gaming. I'm Bob and we're here for more Age of Wonders 3 this week. Another 3 episodes that I'll be recording today, and let's just jump right into it. Now I'm going to do something a little bit different with the comments this week, partly in response to a suggestion a few weeks ago. I think it was by Tarsak. I apologize if I got that wrong, but it was with regard to how to handle the comments. So I'm going to be going through some of them up front that are more immediately pertinent, and then some of the others I'm going to kind of talk about while we're cycling through the turns, just stuff that doesn't need to be taken care of right now, but interesting things to talk about. I want to begin by talking about the glyphs of warding. Now this is one that I'm actually not going to change on this turn, but it's something I could, so I wanted to put it here at the beginning. I had, let's see, it was Blurry Intervention and Jeff both asking if glyphs of warding could be cast on vassals, and if so, suggested doing it on this Naga city right here, which has this haunted boneyard in it that has units which have actually no way of healing. They don't have any undead healer with them, so it would just nuke them pretty quickly over time. I think that's a fantastic idea, and I checked, let's open the spell book, glyphs of warding. I actually could do this right now. It's only 40, and I could start weakening them down. You can see it's green, which implies that I should be able to cast it on a vassal. But for the time being, I'll probably do that on the next turn. I still want this node serpent. Will actually be the turn after, based on casting point limitations. But for now, I still want this node serpent. And the reason I want this node serpent is because I feel like I need it for these phantasm warriors to get rid of those animals, so I can in turn absorb the elves into my empire. I know I've got undead to deal with up here too, but I think they'll be okay with a phantasm warrior. Then I'll be able to absorb these elves into my empire, and then I'll be able to eventually make an elf settler and get it down here and start making elf archers, which is something that I would like to do. But these guys are going to need a little bit of help to do that, so I still want that node servant here. The Naga city isn't quite as immediate of a concern. Their matriarchs would be fantastic in my army. Don't get me wrong; they work great with a wizard because they're support units, so they benefit all from the phase and the projectile resistance and the inflict stun that my support units can get as a sorcerer. But I don't really have a way. I still probably should clear that first too, and I just want to make sure this area is safe for me to actually absorb them. So I think that's what I'll do next with my magic. We don't need to worry about that guy down there just yet. Let's talk about, from Anaruta Bandari, check to see if I could shave another turn off Eldritch Horror Research. This was a good idea, but I did want to just point this out real quick before we continue. Eldritch Horror is actually, you can see there it's 1,242 knowledge left, and I'm making 441 knowledge per turn, which adds up to about 1,323 if I'm doing my math correctly, I think. So I actually have a bit more than enough to get it, but I don't think I could shave another turn off of that because I'm already producing knowledge in my capital, and I'm producing it out in Bornadal, I'm producing it in the Tigran City, and I'm producing it in the Orc City. So I'm producing as much knowledge as I can. To be perfectly honest, I could probably cut that out of one of these cities and get something else instead. I want to see if I could get away with doing that in my capital, because if I can, I probably want to make another item. Right now, it's 89 per turn. If I was to not do that, that jumps up to 4. Maybe on the next turn I won't need to produce it everywhere, but right now, because it's adding up, what the game is doing right now is it's calculating how long it will take for me to research this based on if I kept producing knowledge in here for the next 3 turns. So I'm probably going to need to still do research in a few other cities, but maybe a couple of them in the coming turns I can free up to do other things. So I do need to keep that in there, just for now. That was a good idea to just do the math on that real quick and make sure I'm not missing out. From Impregnable, start developing my Draconian city up here. I think that's something I can do now. I'm going to go ahead and get the Builder's Hall in there, and then I want the Laboratory and Observatory probably after that. I want to start getting some of these structures in the borders. Of particular note is that magic library. I'm definitely going to want that if I'm going to make draconian apprentices. So we can let's do the builders hall first, just to fast track building everything else. We don't really need to produce merchandise right now. If anything, this city probably should be producing housing. That's another thing Impregnable mentioned, that any absorbed cities on town size should be producing housing, probably not merchandise. I've got enough money right now. That's a great point. And I actually should probably check to make sure. I think the only one underground that... see, that one's producing a storehouse, which is fine. And this one is producing a wall because that actually needs defense. This is another thing Impregnable mentioned, possibly putting glyphs on this city down here. As it is right now with that Phantasm Warrior, I think they'll be okay. These guys all pretty much do physical damage. They're not going to hardly be able to touch this guy. So I think that underground, I'm good with that Dwarven city unless like more bandits show up or something. Tigrant City here, I'm okay with keeping it at the Builders Hall, but agreed that if I was producing merchandise, housing would be a better choice for that city. And how about my Goblin City? What are they doing? They're building a lab. I'm also okay with that. But yes, in general, for these small cities, focus on produce housing over merchandise. I don't think there's any other absorbed cities I can do that with right now, but just something I wanted to throw out there and check while I was looking at all this. Leader stack is close to inn. This is something that'll matter more on the next turn, but right down the road from this structure is an inn. I could pop in there and see if maybe there's a good tier 3 unit I could pick up. I'll do that. I think that would be a good idea. And the halflings aren't really happy to be standing out here in the snow, so that works out nicely for me because I don't have to worry about them getting lucky. Let's see. I talked about the glyphs. Use the... Oh, this was a good piece of advice, also from Impregnable. Use the casting point orb to speed up Eldritch Horror once it's ready. So yeah, I should not clear this with these guys on the next turn. I was going to, but he raises a great point. Although I'm rushing for Sage with the Eldritch Horror, I also am going to want to rush for Paragon once the Eldritch Horror is castable. So, I think that that's probably what I'll do next. I'll rush for Paragon, and I will come back and pick this up in a few turns once the Eldritch Horror is done, and that'll help speed things along. Does that tell me? It says 40 to 80 casting points, so it's like up to almost a full turn of research for me. Wouldn't be bad. Wouldn't be a bad idea. And then finally from Impregnable, consider casting Seek Inspiration before Eldritch Horror is done. So that would be after the Node Serpent. I'm going to have to decide between that and the Glyphs of Warding, because I really would like to start whittling down their HP, because that's just going to help me absorb the Naga into my Empire faster, and then I can start upgrading them. I think both are good ideas. If I'm going to pick one or the other, I'd probably lean towards the Naga. But just because I'm going to be able to research a lot of spells in one turn anyway, because my research is so high. But we'll see. I'll kind of have to do some of the math once that point in time presents itself. Let's see. And the final thing I need to go over right now before we continue is the Yeti would be better off, and this comes from both Impregnable and Insert Username. The Yeti would be better off with my leader. Other units can handle the northern stuff. It's probably best to send the Nymph with them. She's not really a useful fighter for dungeon delving. I think that's a great point. Now, that being said, the Nymph is already down here right next to this Hall of the Forefathers, so I think I'm going to try to bring her along for that battle anyway, just to convert hopefully another Yeti. It worked out pretty well the last time I cleared a Hall of the Forefathers with this group. That being said, the defenders didn't charge me. It might be different if they charge out at me. It could be a lot harder. But for the time being, I think I will leave her down here. But I am going to start moving that Yeti back, because he is going to be a lot better for taking out that magic library. And that is something that I need to do pretty soon. Because I could really use the research for one thing. And also the magic library would be great for Ice Queens if I make them as this city as well. So he may have... I think, yeah, having him go that way is fine. This group... They don't really need the Yeti to handle these halflings, especially grumpy halflings in the snow. They'll be fine. And like I said, I think I can get the Hall of the Forefathers even with the Nymph in the group, so I'm going to give that a shot. And that's all the comments that I need to go through until, the end of the turn, I think. Like I said, oh, let me get that one. I missed a dirt down here, unfortunately. So, as I was panning around with my units, I noticed something that I almost didn't notice in the last episode. Look who's being sneaky and hiding behind that tunnel entrance right there. It's a group of spiders that I almost did not notice. This prospector needs to get the heck out of here. Now, I had some people in the comments saying I'm pushing my luck with exploration, especially with this prospector. I'm going to eventually run into computers out here. Underground, I still think I'd probably be okay, but with those spiders there, I am going to back that guy off. He needs to come back. There is so much dirt and stuff for him to dig out in this area that it would be better to have him back here anyway. I was gonna like mark where that cave entrance was, but I don't want to use the movement points and potentially get stuck. Besides, the wisp will probably find it sooner or later anyway. Speaking of that wisp, he's moving around on the front lines and somewhat dangerously, I think. I'm going to move him up more this way. There's another big body of water up here, and I want to get a layout of the geography of like this part of the land, because it looks like this water could be connected, and if it is, that's gonna kind of have a big determining factor on how I defend myself. So I want to have him kind of explore the geography here a little bit, but then after that he's going to go back. The area I really should be focusing on exploring is this area up here, which should be safe and could have a lot of easy room for me to expand into it, plus more cities to befriend. So I'll be working on that. These guys are going to go underground. Now, I can't do much with these armies down here right now, unfortunately. I'm going to need to wait until Zari is back, but once she is back, she's going to go with them, and then they're going to go smash some undead in that boneyard right there. But until she's back, these guys are just going to have to chill, I think, for a while. And that's, I guess, okay. I hate having units sitting around not doing anything, but I guess they could probably take these fire people. We'll let the Phantasm Warrior regen some health for it. The city doesn't grow for another 2 turns, so maybe on the next turn, after he's regenerated a bit of health, they'll go out there and try to deal with those fire people, and then we can at least keep production up in this city. This little guy could keep digging. I'm not gonna, like I said, I don't think I'm gonna have him dig all the way through this. Not yet. But eventually I might want a sneaky road going through kind of behind everything here. We'll let him continue doing his thing for now. Alright, zoom back in. Army requires... Oh yeah, that's you. Check that off. I started to look down here for the end turn button and forgot this is not planetful. And like I said, I think these guys are good here, so I'm gonna leave them where they are. Gosh, I should have grabbed some water before I started doing this. We'll take care of that in between episodes, I guess. Alright, so these guys are good, I think, for taking this structure out. They don't need the Yeti's help. They'll be okay. Just a bunch of humans, and then as soon as that's dead, we need to turn about face and go after these guys. Now, I should attack this with a Frostling unit, or the Spider. Actually, the Spider might be a better choice now that I think of it, because they've also got to travel through. He's got a little more base movement, and they got to go through forests, so we'll let the Spider take point on this one, and we'll do very manual combat. Actually, you know what? Since this is all Arctic, I think it actually would be better to attack with a Frostling. We'll send one of the Frostling Raiders. They have a lot of movement. I forget they have a little bit extra, so manual combat, and let's get rid of these towers, or take control of this tower. This will actually be a nice tower to have. I could really use line of sight over this area. Now, it's just a bunch of pesky humans, except for that one priest, which actually could do some damage to these guys, so I need to be mindful of that. I'm going to give them the buff for, actually, you know what? I want to make sure they're in range of the longswordsman and the halberdier. Probably, actually, I think where they're standing might be perfect. Maybe like there. I think that's actually pretty good. I'm going to move her back here, and I'm going to move him over here. And he's going to turn, but at an angle where he'll still have first strike on these guys if they... Well, I guess... Yeah, they're longswordmen. So I don't mind doing Pledge of Protection on her. And then she can do Frozen Flames on him. And she can actually do Frozen Flames on him. And we'll just get some group buffs going. The rest of these guys just kind of need to move over and get ready to help fight. The Raider and the other Ice Scaper, who is gold rank. Oh crap, okay, I thought I moved him in range of the swordsman. The Raiders just have a lot of movement. I think that's why the other one caught me off guard and killed that nymph in 2 episodes ago, is because I forgot the Raiders have that extra movement. That's why he moved so far. Gotta pay more attention to that kind of stuff. Okay, so these two should attack the Phantasm Warrior. It doesn't surprise me that that's who the priest went after. Alright, we're gonna have to put some pressure on that guy out there because my poor Phantasm Warrior is gonna get in trouble if I'm not careful. Now I can pretty easily take care of these humans, no problem. I'm just kind of trying to decide. Let's see, the spider can't quite make it out to the priest, but that's okay. We can block, we can protect with other units. So what I'm gonna do is move him there, move you there, and we're just gonna get these guys off of Phantasm Warrior there. That Halberdier is gonna come in and let's see, she's got Pledge of Protection on her, so she doesn't really need to worry about taking a hit. He needs to move back and defend, and I'm going to put him up front on defense. And I don't think they're going to be able to do much to him. They do have Overwhelm. Let's see if I can get a cheap freeze off on somebody. That would be fun. I actually have 2 chances to do it, so it's possible. Let's move you here. And I'm actually going to not have that raider sitting there on defense. I'm going to move this one around probably. Yeah. I'd rather have that one with full health sitting there. Is he going to be okay? I can take one hit, and take possibly a few hits. I think he'll be okay. If I can freeze one of these guys, probably the Halberdier, that would be awesome. Oh, cool, I got him. All right. Let's go for a freeze on him. Can't get lucky twice, but that's okay. Well, since he's frozen, I'll leave the spiders there. I want to make sure to give them some XP. So hopefully they'll be able to go out and mess some stuff up on their next turn. Maybe I can web that guy. All right. Let's see, since he's still frozen, I've got an extra turn here to work with. So what I'm gonna do is try to web the priest, because that's a tier 2, and the spider will get more XP from killing it. Okay, no success there. Let's try to freeze him. Actually, let's try to chill him first. No luck on the chill yet. Nope. If this chill doesn't work, I'm just gonna have to charge him. Really? No chills, 6 shots. Okay. Fine. I'll just have to go out there and put some pressure on him. We'll make sure these guys can take care of business down here. I could still potentially get lucky here. In fact, why don't you go for the flank, and maybe I'll just get lucky with a freeze. That would be fun. Okay, there we go. I got lucky with a freeze. Yeah, so the rest of this is going to be all about farming XP for that spider, I guess. We're just going to have the Phantasm Warrior. Actually, I don't mind having him up here. That's fine. So those guys out of their web, we're going to try to spin them around so that the spider can really hit him in the back pretty hard. Can he kill them? No, not yet anyway. Not unless I... Okay, I've got an idea. These guys aren't going to take very much damage from this, so I'm okay with doing this. And then the spiders can definitely finish. And then on the next turn, they should be able to finish that human priest. Problem is I don't have any healing here, so I'm kind of using up some of this guy's health to... That's okay, I'm getting XP out of all this, so I guess it's fine. Then we'll move all these people up as added security, just in case, well, just in case, I don't know. There's like literally nothing this priest can do at this point. Okay, so the main goal here is to eat the priest. There we go. Alright, cool. Alright, so that levels up our spider, which is great. Where's he at now? He's a silver rank, 1 level away from being a spider queen. Alright, cool. Then everybody, basically at this point, it's check and see about this quest. The Mammoth Rider is the reward. 4 turns to do it, should have plenty of time. Let's start moving everybody through that mountain pass, I think. Having that extra vision is pretty nice. Feel a little safer knowing there's nothing else nasty out there. Wonder if, you know what, there's an area down here that I think it would be good to put a city at, and possibly up here too. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Might be able to put some small cities back out there. Alright, let's see what Iggy is up to down here. I think he's still got some fight left in him on this turn. I got that, oh, maybe not. The vampire spider's kind of in the way, and the rest of this army can't move. So they're pretty much done for this turn, but on the next turn we'll go ahead and have them continue their little escapades in this area. Be nice having this tiger in town, and I'll keep working on upgrading that, and we can actually start doing some military operations underground. Alright, I'm going to, well, first, before I do anything, I'm going to do a quick save, just in case anything bad happens, and then I'm going to end the turn, and we're going to talk about, I'm going to actually pan it out to the overworld map during the, oh wait, I can't. I guess I could. There we go. So we'll pan it out to the overworld map, and maybe we'll spot some enemy movement out there. But while it's cycling through to the next turn, I want to talk about some of the other comments for this week. So we've got Cantonese said, when possible, get research pickups on the last turn of the current research. If it finishes, the extra will carry over. Now, what Can is actually talking about, you know what? I actually am going to have to move the camera around while doing this. This is sort of relevant to what happened back here. Oh wait, no, it was down here with that that necro camp that was out here east of the city. So there was a research pickup about here. I went and got the research pickup first when I had 2 turns left to research something, and then went to the camp. It would have been better to go to the camp first, let the research get down to 1 turn, and then go get the research pickup, and then get it instantly, plus some carryover to the next research. Basically, the only way to carry research over from one project to the next is by getting some sort of a pickup or a happiness event in one of your cities. So that would have been a better use of how I did that, and I just thought I should acknowledge that. From Boro Pogobog, correction, the vampire spider, oh hey, these guys are actually going to take a fight. So when we come back, we're going to talk vampire spider queens. But basically, well, I could do that now. I can make sure I don't click something I don't want to do. Okay, manual combat. So basically, vampire spider queens, I said in my last series, were dedicated to evil, and the wiki backed that up. There's a comment left by another viewer which made me think about that, but that's actually not true anymore. The wiki is actually wrong. You can actually see that in here. If you look up vampire spider queen, there is no dedicated to evil in here anywhere, and although there's red, it looks like it could be dedicated to evil, but that's just evolved. So vampire spiders are not dedicated to evil. There's no problem with me picking them up. I think they were in an older version of the game, but I don't think the wiki got updated. That's actually 2 times the wiki has sort of screwed me over this series, so I will try to be more mindful of that in the future. I do rely very heavily on the wiki for a lot of things, so... Alright, well, we know these guys are going to come running in, and I have magic. I don't necessarily want to use it, though, because I need to... I probably should have moved them up. I don't necessarily want to use my magic because I need it for other things, specifically the Node Serpent that I want to summon on the next turn. So I'm going to try to make it through this battle without using any spells, but I can if I absolutely have to. I think, though, that they are going to have a very hard time dealing with that Phantasm Warrior there. As a matter of fact, I'm going to move him back just so he's behind the wall, make it even more difficult for them to hit him. Why don't you guys come running right up the center? That would be great, thanks. Now, my idea with this guy is I know these guys can sprint, so I'm going to force them to use it because I think it's a once per combat thing. No, it is a cooldown of 3. So I actually probably should be a bit more aggressive here. You know what? Here's what I'll do. We'll throw stones and flank you, and then we can get a free flank there. You may be able to regenerate your sprint, but you can't heal. Rude. Get off of my only range unit, you jerks. You guys are just going to have to go on defense there. Best of luck to you. This guy's got more important business to deal with out here. One down. This is a nice... You know what? I'm not going to lose anybody here. This is a nice time to have Omen of the Dove active. Get out of here. Oh, he still had his sprint. I guess he never had to use it. There we go. Now, could that city handle another attack like that? Not with these two in the shape they are, but hopefully they won't spawn any more units very soon. Or maybe I can get that other prospector back in before that happens. I just have so many demands on my mana. I want to cast more spells, but I have so many, or summon more units, but I have so many demands on my mana right now. It's very difficult to decide what gets the priority. I'll throw down another save here, and I'll have to talk about some of those other comments, I guess, in between the next two turns. I'll line things up so I kind of know where to go next. Hopefully I don't forget. So there's a Draconian Necromancer, and I remember I was talking about Necromancers because if I find an Archon city underground, I can get units that are dedicated to evil, or I can make Archon units and put the spell, that Keeper of the Peace spell on them that makes them dedicated to good, basically. And that would be really great for Wraiths. I think Wraith Kings in particular would make awesome support units with all my Sorcerer bonuses. The one problem somebody did point it out is that one of the best uses of a Necromancer is greater reanimate undead on things like Bone Dragons and Titans. And if I acquire any units that way, the Bone Dragons or the Titans, they will be dedicated to evil. So that kind of limits the usefulness of a Necromancer to some extent. I still think I'm going to take this guy, though. Because Necros, even setting aside that little setback, Necros still get stuff like Stiffen Limbs, which is, in my opinion, one of the best combat spells in the game. And they got a lot of other neat uses to them as well. So I think I'm going to go ahead and let this guy join me. Also, I just passed up 1,000 gold even after buying him, so that's pretty cool. Possibly... I don't know where he should go, though, right now. I mean, definitely underground, because that's where I'm going to find Archons. So maybe he should go back to where... Maybe he should go back down here to where these guys are. I mean, I was planning on getting Zari down here. As you can see, that says 3. I need to produce merchandise in enough cities to make that say 2. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and do that now before I forget. Sorry, I know I bounce all over the place in my series. I'm very easily distracted. Okay, can I get it with just these 3 cities and still let my capital do something else? 2, okay. Technically speaking, yes. I am cutting it a little close here, but we should be able to forge another item in my capital. Probably should make it... Did Iggy get a healing item yet? I forget. I think he did, right? At least there was one on his way to him. He's getting it in 1 turn, okay. The Druid will get healing naturally, as would Zari. So if I was going to make another healing item, it would go to my Necro. You know what? I think the Necro... Having a Necro and a Theocrat together isn't necessarily a bad idea, so maybe both the Necro and Zari could kind of work together underground. He is Draconian, so he'll do well underground. Wait, where'd he go? Oh, he's over here. Okay, he's in the right city. Well, then he's even closer to being underground. I guess I'll send him down there. He could get lesser reanimate undead. I'm gonna... For now, I kind of want... Does he have stiffened limbs already? He should. He does have stiffened limbs already. I don't really know for sure what I want him to do points-wise. I might kind of leave that undecided for the moment and sort of decide that later depending on what he ends up going up against. It should be a safe trip for him to get down there, so I don't need to worry about him getting jumped by anything. Yeah, I'm going to send him underground just because it could be a little while yet before Zari's ready. Although I'm going to have to do that. Actually, I wonder if I could get both this and that with this army on this turn. Maybe pushing my luck a little bit. But I could, like, if I take this, I could leave the nymph out of the next battle and then swap in this guy. I think I'm going to do that. Although, I could also try to convert a halfling eagle rider, which would be cool. All of these are good options. I'm going to go ahead and try this. Probable victory. I think I've got pretty good odds. I'm really hoping they don't charge me, though, because that's going to make it more difficult. Alright. People. They are going to charge. Alright, well, knowing that, let's try to take advantage of it. There's more Yetis in this one and less Ice Queens, which I think I'm actually okay with. First things first, let's get some healing on somebody who needs it. Actually, the giant definitely needs it. He's at 85 out of 106. That's a total of 85, 95, 95. This is 20 points of healing. That is just about perfect. Okay, let's do that. Alright, you get that man up to full health, and you grant that man flames. Okay, keep the nymphs in the back and the goblins. And this guy, I think I'm going to have curse. Probably not. I'm okay with this Yeti running in here and just getting his butt kicked, but these guys, I think I want to curse probably the Ice Queen. Yeah, I'll try to curse her, keep her further away. That way she can't come in break guard on this turn. Again, I really would like to do this without casting spells, but we'll see what happens. It should be possible since my leader has inflict stun now, which makes her a little more useful. Now, one thing I learned from the last series is that from the last few episodes, is that these White Witches are actually quite well capable of tanking some hits from these Yetis. As you can see, a melee attack in response, they're only going to do 6 to 8 damage times 2, or, well, 6 to 8 times 3 if it was hitting me all 3 times. That's not bad. They don't have, like, the most health, so I still probably need to be careful. But, yeah, I think that's pretty cool. I'm going to possibly see if I can get a lucky stun on these guys. I don't know if that's a good idea, actually. He's got fire protection, dang it. Yeah, she cast the spell on him. Okay. Well, his guard is down. Now might be a good time to try to seduce. It's 55%. You know what? I think I'm going to play the odds here. I'm going to weaken him. And I'll try the seduce. If it doesn't work, I'm going to use up his action points and move this guy past him and around to hit the other Yeti. Actually, away from him. He'll still have room to loop around, so that'll be okay. So this is probably dangerous for the nymph's health, unfortunately. Maybe weakening him isn't... Maybe I should just be happy with weakening him and just kill him and try to seduce somebody else later. See, then, like I said, them charging me makes this quite a bit more difficult. Alright, I think this one needs to have his movement points cut down a bit, so I am going to use the White Witch for this. Did he crit or did I? I think he crit. I couldn't tell for sure. See, that should be like a 65% chance now, a 60% chance. That's pretty good. but I can't really get to him very easily with her. At least not safely. I could dispel his magic, but that would also dispel weakened, and I don't want to do that. See, my problem... Okay, so maybe I'm not being clear about what I'm thinking here, but my problem is that if I move her here and seduce him, she's going to be standing on this spot. And if the seduction succeeds, I'm going to want to move this guy out to meet the Yeti. But then I'll have to back up my sorcerer. I think that'll actually all still work, though. With him not having as much movement, I think that'll actually be okay. It's more the Ice Queen running in and somebody picking off the Nymph is what I'm worried about. Especially if this fails, the Nymph is probably going to die if that fails. And that's not something I want. I might just have to take the hit from the Yeti here to leave the Nymph in a slightly safer spot. And I think I'm going to be okay with that. He didn't really do much damage, so... As a matter of fact... I got 1, 2, 3 space. I could go 1, 2, 3... And I could actually use up all his movement and then try to curse him on the next turn. You know what? This is actually a better and safer idea. Just let the Frost Giant take those hits. There we go. And he's still got 97 out of 114 health. Then he can... You know what? I'm going to have him just attack. Just hit the dang thing. Use up an action point there. This is safer. This is a lot safer. Then these guys will still be weakened on the next turn, and I'll have another chance to curse them, which is great. And since he can't move and he can't move, I do need to be mindful of where the Frost Queen is, but he is completely out of movement. So I'm actually going to move my hero here, I think, and see if I can get a lucky stun off on that Yeti. Or, no, even better, since this one can't retaliate, I'll just melee attack this one with my leader, and we'll try to convert a different one. That's probably a better idea. Because his guard is down, so I've got a pretty good chance to stun him. Yeah, we'll be patient with that convert, I think. I think we'll wait here, and even if... Okay, I didn't stun him, but even though I didn't stun him, I can still kill him pretty easily with this guy. So, yeah, we're going to do that. Try to get him out of harm's way a bit. Actually, no, I liked him in this other spot better. Alright. Then I need to get her safely behind other units. I don't want that Ice Queen running in and stabbing her. As it is, the Ice Queen's probably going to go after the Blight Doctors anyway, so... And I need to keep them alive, which is why I moved that guy back. So yeah, you should be safe here. It's got a little complicated, but I think we can manage this. Fortunately, with these two standing back here, it makes fighting up front a bit easier. Okay, so they did go for the hit on those guys. We're also going to take damage from the ice aura or whatever. Oh, yeah, they want the witch dead. Okay. Well, she's going to need to back off now. Thank goodness, they're pretty tanky. Wow. Not bad, guys. But we are going to need to... Okay, fortunately I've got Phase, so I can get him out of trouble pretty easily. And that Ice Queen just straight up needs to go. I want another Yeti, not an Ice Queen. Alright, so we're not out of the woods yet here then. I think for starters, I'm going to try to curse that Yeti. Although I kind of want to weaken one of them first. I think I'm going to focus on killing the weaker one and absorbing action points from the other. What are my odds of stunning her? 35%? That's not terrible. Can I do it safely from this spot? Come on. No stun. I did level up. Alright, that could be a problem. Alright, that means that I'm probably going to have to use him to kill that Yeti, and then just go for the Seduce on this one. With the Frost... with the Nymph. Who do I have left? What are my remaining options? We got the Blight Doctor who can teleport. And does he have Inflict? He's got Inflict Noxious Vulnerability at Expert. That would make Curse more likely to trigger, I think. Was Noxious Vulnerability... Let's see, we got Exhausting, Taking Fever. I think Noxious Vulnerability lowers poison resistance. That's what it sounds like. Noxious Vulnerability. It lowers general resistance, which would still be useful. Okay. Alright, buddy. You need to get the heck out of there. Probably to here would be a great spot for you, I think. He's got a 30% chance to do Noxious Vulnerability. Did not work. Okay. In that case, then yes, we're just gonna have to try to seduce that thing. I don't like how this is going. Not everything is rolling in my favor here. The Giant, the Nymph, and the Ice Queen and this guy are the only remaining units that I have. I'm not terribly worried about Arctica. She'll be okay. They will do decent damage in the back, but well, maybe with that unit out there I should be a bit more worried. He could probably kill that Yeti. 14-3, oh, maybe not. Maybe not. They've got Inflict Noxious Vulnerability, too. If the Yeti hits this one, or if I use... the thing is, I can kill this Yeti right now if I want to. And that's the difficult decision, is I'm trying to decide if I should. I think I'm just going to have to go for the Seduce on this other one here, and hope for the best. If I can get, like, one thing to roll in my favor this battle, I gotta assume eventually it will. We're gonna go for it. Okay, finally. Something worked out. Okay, that more or less solves all my problems, I think. Is then I can just kill this one, and move him out here, and start hitting her. Okay, now I think I'm alright. Maybe that White Witch should back off. And we'll see what happens. They might try to kill the Nymph. Yep. Will they succeed, though? No. It will not. Okay. Now that that's gone, I gotta remember these guys explode. So I'm gonna want to back my units off first. Why don't you go out there and say hi to your old friend? Oh yeah, they're still linked. I need to turn that thing around. You. Actually weaken him. I think that'll still turn him around. Yep. Turns him around, and then I can move you back, and we'll just pick on you with range attacks. How's that sound? Oh, that's so much damage. Okay. Maybe I can get a lucky stun? That would be fun. Actually, I also need healing pretty bad on a lot of different units. Actually. Maybe that's what I should be focusing on. Like, the White Witch could really use it. And I'm going to also use that White Witch to kind of block off this person's line of sight on this guy back here. Even though she's only got one action point left, there's not much that White Witch can do here, but just to be on the safe side. And we'll leave the Nymph kind of guarding right there is fine. Alright, I think we got this. Alright. Take a cheap shot at my leader, will ya? Alright, at this point then I probably want to start piling some levels on the Yeti or the Fire Giant, or my hero actually. Any one of these would be good. Let's try to get a stun off, I guess. See, now it'll stun. Okay. I'm just gonna Plinker for as much damage as I can and then probably finish with the Yeti, I guess. In fact, I should be microing my other unit abilities. There we go. Oh, should have stolen enchantment. Oops. Missed opportunity. Alright guys, move up and get some cheap shots off there. And we'll let the Yetis get the finishing blow. Alright, cool. Pretty good XP for everybody. Nobody died. Although I almost lost someone. But managed to pick up another Yeti. And, ooh, hey, what do we have here? That's not bad at all. Neither of these are bad at all. Holy crap, these are great weapons. Who's gonna get Fear Strike? In the long run, Zari probably, but in the short run, I think that looks like an Iggy weapon, so I'll take those rewards. Holy crap, those are nice. The Wizard's Hat, I think, is gonna stay with her, though. Night Vision doesn't really help her much, but it does give her free Dispel Magic, which I don't think I actually have on her. Wait, no, she does have Dispel Magic. Gives her Throw Curse. Gives her more resistance and more vision range. Maybe that would be better on Iggy. These might both be better on Iggy, actually, to be fair. Let me flip over to him and see what he's got, because I know he's got other items inbound. Like, that could be replaced. He's got a shield coming. He's got a potion and sandals that are redundant. In fact, I need to send... Yeah, it's one turn left. He's still got movement, though. Yeah, that's right. I need to send those other sandals to somebody else, but I'm not going to do that quite yet. I think both of these items are really going to benefit Iggy more. He does already have night vision, but like kind of no matter who I send this to, there's going to be some redundancies. But I wouldn't mind him having Dispel Magic, and especially Throw Curse on a rogue. That would be nice. Where'd my other armies go? Yeah, okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. Both of these are Iggy items. He's just getting showered with gifts from, like, friggin' everybody. Maybe, actually, this actually might be a good druid item. Hang on. Because Throw Curse would be helpful for converting animals, too. And she doesn't have Dispel Magic, or Phase, or Night Vision. +2 resistance and +2 vision range. You know what? I'm going to send that to her. Oops. I didn't actually mean... I was going to click on her to see what she already had first. But yeah, Iggy's going to get the Reaper's Scythe thing. Although that will eventually go to Zari. Not bad. Not a bad find at all for those items. And my leader leveled up again. I can pick up Strong Will, which she doesn't really need. It could be handy in the library fight that's coming up, but... she doesn't really need it that badly right now. I think I would actually like to buff up her defenses in general. She strikes me as being a bit glassy. Although, that being said, let's check and see what the Sorcerer gets at level 9. Because... this is Sorcerer, level 9. Maybe there's something in here I should be saving for. Inflict Spirit Breaking, that's actually a pretty good one. Good for converting stuff. Mass Stasis, Projectile Reflection, and another level of sorcery, which doesn't apply because she's my leader. So I think I'm gonna focus on first quick saving the game. And then I think I'm going to buff up her defenses. She does tend to be getting... Now that she's got Inflict Stun, I'm going to want her to be in the action a little bit more. And that's going to probably require a little extra defense and resistance. So we'll add a little resistance and actually maybe a little health. She's already got 15 defense, so we'll top off the health a bit. That looks good. All right, now that this situation's kind of sorted out, I think that we can move this guy down. And since he's going to be involved in combat here, we probably do need to go ahead and decide what he's going to get. Lesser Reanimate Undead doesn't benefit me yet. Lifesteal kind of always benefits him. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should have given him the Fear Strike item. Crap, that would have made more sense. He could have actually picked that up on this turn. Alright, well, Throw Curse is pretty much always good. So I'll pick that up. Inflict Despair is almost always good. So we'll take that. And Lifesteal is pretty much always good. We'll take that. And I'm going to give him some basic stat upgrades. Probably a bit of health, a bit of defense, a bit of resistance. And that's good for now. Just kind of round him out a little bit. Crap, I should have given him that other item. That would have been really cool. Oh well, what's done is done. Higgy can keep it for now, and like I said, it'll probably go to Zarya eventually anyway, once I get her back. Alright, now, coming into here, I'm gonna want to try to convert that Eagle Rider. So who do I need to bring with me to make sure that happens? Can you make it to that mountain tile? Okay, so I'm gonna bring in everyone, then, because the Nymph's gonna get left behind after this battle. So we're going to drop her out, and then she goes there. These armies go here, and somebody with high movement. Okay, so then the Nymph can go there. We'll have to run her back. Those Eagle Riders are fast, so I'll have to be quick. And Artica can attack. Manual combat. Then we'll see if we can't pick ourselves up an Eagle Rider here. Well, they are charging and fumbling. At least they didn't charge after the Nymph. I thought for sure that they would, but cool. I need to make sure I stay out of range of that Eagle. They have a tremendous movement range. You guys should probably... You know what? I need to patch some people up. Let's get these goblins patched up. That Eagle Rider is going to be able to hit pretty much whatever it wants to hit, so I want to slide units down in this direction. I'm gonna throw a curse at the Eagle Rider. I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. If it fails, it slows it down at least, and that's still kind of a win for me, I think. Need to top off the health of these guys, and I want you front and center. I want you guarding a flank, probably. Yeah, okay, here's what I can do. Tuck her behind there. You can go ahead and throw a curse now. Okay, good. That slows him down, buys me some time. Alright, then we'll weaken him and curse him on the next turn with the other guy. I just wanted to get my units gathered a bit closer together here. Nymph is still good where she's at. And you've already healed. I kind of want to give Frozen Flames to the Giant, but I don't know if I'm going to have time, so I'll give it to the this Necro instead, since he's just in a more convenient spot to do it right now. I'm not gonna lie, Omen of the Dove is kind of helping me out quite a bit here. Okay, need to try to weaken that thing, or at the very least I'm gonna need that Giant to absorb action points from it. So You should... You know what? We need you to weaken, because that's going to make Curse more likely to succeed. So do that first. Then Curse a 72% chance. Still failed. That's okay. We'll have another opportunity to Curse on the next turn. So we'll let that Eagle come in and attack something. It's Omen of the Dove, so it's not like it's really going to matter. And then we'll just focus on killing the other Halflings, which shouldn't be too hard. If they're not capable of getting lucky, they're normally pushovers. I could Petrifying Touch that thing. That might be actually quite worth it. Well, he can only move once now, so that works fine. At this point, I really need her to get over here, so that means clearing the path with a giant. And getting a phone call. I'll have to respond to that later. Brew Brothers could come in and do a bit of damage to her, so I'm going to kind of block them with my leader a bit here, I think. I don't think anyone is going to really threaten her. They don't have sprint or anything, do they? Nope, that guy's pretty much just stuck right where he's at. And the nymph can stay here. I think we're good. Alright, well, the Necro's getting a nice warm welcome to my army out here, I see. We ask a lot of our soldiers around here. I've got... Oh, crap, he was the other person with Curse, so we're going to need to clear things out around him a little bit. I think that adventurer is probably dead. In fact, I think the Brew Brother is who I should really target here. Got enough other units that can hit the adventurer. There we go. Alright, I think that giant is going to probably be needed in a last ditch scenario, just in case things don't pan out here the way I'm hoping they do. I kind of want to phase her and try to freeze that halfling, but I'm not entirely sure if the Brew Brother could beat her in a close range fight. I think with Omen of the Dove active, probably not. So I think I'm going to actually try this. Let's see if I can freeze you. Well, at least lowered his movement to 2, which makes him far less useful. Okay, so that guy is weakened. Let's try another curse on him. Hopefully... Wait, is he still weakened? He got dispelled or something. Well, see, now I just need to waste his movement or something. It's only a 55% chance to seduce again. If I could stun him, that would be great. But I haven't had the best luck with stuns lately. I could try to freeze him with the Frost Giant. That's a 35% chance of working. Could leave the Necro on defense. Could also raise that corpse of the Halfling Adventurer to help out. But I don't think I'm going to do that. I think, if anything, the Necro's going to need to move, possibly kill the Brew Brother, but he's actually in a little bit of trouble right now, so I want to be safe about this. We're going to go for the stun, I think. Okay, good, I got it. That really gives me a lot more options. Okay, now that that's taken care of, we can just go murder this Brew Brother. Get some lifesteal out of that. And on the next turn, we'll re-weaken him because this goblin should have that back. And then we'll recurse him with 2 different units this time, and then we'll try to seduce. Should be able to get pretty good odds of that working. We'll just get him out of there. Alright, it's just me and the eagle. So, let's try this again. Weaken. And you back off, because you're kind of not healthy right now. Throw curse. 88% fails. Throw curse again. My gosh, what is wrong with this eagle? I'm not walking away from this battle until that eagle is under my control. I don't even care. He can't move. We'll try to freeze him or stun him or something on the next turn. This will work. I will not have these odds. I will not have the game taunt me like this. How long is he weakened for? 5 turns? Okay, somebody dispelled it last time, so I at least don't have to weaken him again. I should have given her the curse hat. Didn't really think I'd need it. I guess this isn't all bad because it's an opportunity for me to heal some stuff. So that's probably what I'll use this for. She can sneak behind him and give some healing to my hero here. And then on the next turn, I'll have to try to stun it or just let this guy... Well, now it's going to actually bite at him. I didn't need to do that because he couldn't move anyway. Oh well. He's weakened, so I can use the giant to just absorb movement, and I can also heal the giant if I need to. This is so dumb. Could also try stunning him again. I guess that's probably worth doing instead of repeatedly taking hits with the giant. Okay. Can this work, guys? Can you handle an 88% chance? Can you pull that one off? There you go. My gosh. Make sure he is both weakened and cursed. Okay. Holy crap. And that's all for a 70% chance. Watch this fail anyway. Oh, guys, I love Age of Wonders. I love this game so much. Oh, best game ever. Best game ever. You know what? Who needs XP? Because whoever it is... You know what? You haven't done Freezing Touch yet. You know, why not do that? Why not just Freezing Touch this thing? Oh, that didn't work either. That's not allowed. We can't... This dude... This dude... Alright, you've got Frozen Flames, right? Alright, so here's how this is going to work. I'm going to steal enchantment from you with these guys. And I want you to just blink this thing a little more. There, that's fine. Whatever. Just die, you stupid eagle. Oh my gosh. That was the dumbest battle ever. I didn't lose anything, so it's fine, but sometimes it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Alright, well, hey, here we go. A Tigrant Sphinx, that's not bad. Especially since I got the Heart of the Arctic, he won't mind the snow so much, so... I've got the money for it, let's buy one of those. Not bad at all. And with the natural spirit resistance, that makes him a good candidate for helping to clear out those libraries. Yeah. In fact, he has mind control immunity anyway. They can't convert this dude. Okay. Well, you get to go clear a library with me. Along with probably that, you know what, we're going to move back and pick up that Yeti. And we'll pick up the other Yeti along the way. We definitely want the Frost Giant with that group. I definitely want to keep her with them. Since I'm not really converting anything with that group anymore, I think having the other Yeti with them would be ideal. And then that just gives her a pretty solid stack. We'll just bundle them all up together now and send them all into the library together. That's a pretty solid stack for clearing a lost library. And I'll probably have them stay back and clear some other stuff over here. There's another library there too. And then this guy can go underground, I guess. Not sure what to do with these two. I guess they should probably stay with wherever the nymph goes, to be honest. Which is most likely going to be up north. I think. I could send them underground, though. They wouldn't be bad down there. I could send the nymphs with them, too. Like, there'll still be stuff to convert underground. Oh, crap. Crap. That's less than ideal, guys. Well, Tarsak, good call about digging out that wall. I know when I'm wrong. Probably I'm gonna have to put the Node Serpent down here now, which sucks because I wanted it to be doing something else. Okay. Is there any other options? Any other options? Well, one thing's for sure, I think all of these guys are going underground now, so. Yeah, all the rest of those guys can go underground. I really need to break out of this corner and kill that haunted boneyard so I can actually start making goblin settlers and expanding down here. I think I'm gonna have to... Well, okay, hang on a second. I've got 2 flyers down there. I've got a wyvern that, granted, is weak to poison, but no, wait, he's got 100% blight protection. Cool. Well, he's gonna kind of be a sort of counter to that dragon. This guy's might be okay down here, actually. Because the other, it's only that bone dragon that I need to worry about. The rest, you know, I think they're okay. I think they can handle that. The carrion bird, he'll actually eat the lost souls for breakfast. It's pretty much just the bone dragon that I need to worry about. Which, granted, does have a lot of health, but I think between everybody else is mostly physical damage, so the Phantasm Warrior won't be horrible against it. Alright. Maybe I could actually just come out and meet them on the battlefield. Although I should give I'll give that guy another turn to regenerate some health. The only reason why I'm thinking about that is because Omen of the Dove, but that's actually hurting me down here too, because right now these guys apparently are still affected by Omen of the Dove. At least some of the other independents I was just fighting were. Even though the effect is technically over, it seems to like linger an extra turn for independent units for some reason. I'm gonna just leave these guys on defense here. I think they can actually handle that. I think they'll be alright. Which means I can proceed with my plans up here, as far as I know, to summon the Lost Soul, or not the Lost Soul, the Node Serpent, wherever that was at. Here we go. We're gonna proceed with this plan. We have to do it from here, though. We're gonna go after these animals. Like I said, leaving that behind. Probable defeat, but I don't believe that, because I think it's just looking at unit tiers, not the actual damage they do. Half of these units only do physical damage. It's just the few others that I'm going to need to keep an eye on. Now, granted, I've only got 15 casting points, so I can't get any help from my leader in this fight, but I think I'll be okay here. Again, these are a lot of choke points in these battles, too, so I can kind of take advantage of that. And these are all melee units except for the monkey that can throw poop once. I'm going to move you guys over here. I'll move these guys here just to sit at that choke point. Move you over here. They might come charging at me. Here. Nope. Alright, so I'm going to move this Phantasm Warrior here, because only one thing can hit him on that bridge. And I'm going to leave this one here for now, but I might move him later. And these other units can go here and here, respectively. Oh, forgot about Pounce. Okay, well, there's that. Still doesn't change things too much, though, I don't think. Should be fine. I'm just going to leave these units on defense, actually. Let them let their guard down attacking me, because they're not going to be able to do much anything. Like, they can gang up on the Node Serpent. Admittedly, they can gang up on that Node Serpent and do decent damage, but with these other guys guarding the other pathways in, I don't think anything else gets through. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna sit on defense. Yep, just does not care about the bear. The monkeys will do a little more damage because they do some poison, as will the hellhound, but it didn't matter. Okay, now that the panther's let its guard down, he's fresh out of movement, and he is fresh out of movement as well. I can do 8 to 12 damage, I'll be okay. I'm gonna go ahead and just eat up these guys. And this guy should... that guy might be in trouble down here, we'll see. Why, you can handle the bear? Yeah. Alright, and then you can get rid of him, please. There we go, no problem. I knew they could handle it. Never a doubt in my mind. Also, levels for everyone we'll take. And a Blight Tusk Boar, cool. I could use a mount. And an extra weapon, I'll take those. Who could make best use of a mount that gives poison resistance? And what else did it give? Is it just poison? It's just poison protection. Who's most likely to go up against poison stuff? You know what? We'll give that to the Necro for now. And we'll give Stab to the Necro for now. Because I know he didn't have any weapons. Alright, now that that's taken care of, these guys could use a little R&R, but I should be safe. The only problem is this Necro camp here. I would like to absorb this city, but I can't actually quite get anyone in there to defend it on this turn. So I think I need to wait one more turn on that, because I know there's lost souls wandering around here somewhere. Oh wait, they're up there. Okay, I think I'm okay actually then. I'm gonna absorb this. Oh wait, they have a quest for me? Wait, what have we got here? It'll give me a high elf longbow. And why can't I see what's in that stack? I'm gonna close. See what's actually in here. Just a couple bards? I can handle that. I accept. I'll do that. Should be able to do that on the next turn, actually. We'll move these guys just a bit further, because this guy has a bit more natural movement. Strong offers a tribute. Okay, I'll take the gold, please. Thank you. And lots of join offers. Gonna have to pass on most of these, because I don't know if those cities are safe yet. Storehouse is done in my dwarven city down here. We're gonna keep upgrading. I see no reason to not continuously build laboratories and observatories, especially with Arcane Study. I'm just gonna book it for all-knowing, I think. I've gotten enough research to pull it off. I should probably be demanding tribute from these cities now that I think of it. Like, some of these that I know I'm not going to be able to absorb anytime soon, like this one in particular out here, I demand a tribute. So I've got a lot of happiness with them. Although, I forget though, that does cut down on your overall income for a while, and I think it's by 500, so you kind of need like 1100 happiness to really get away with it. I can't quite get away with it, because it would drop it below 600, and then you end up losing out on more money in the long term for a short-term gain. Usually, that's how the math works out. Can't let you into the Empire just yet, but we are getting close. You guys are a little further off. You have a bandit camp literally in your borders. That's not gonna... Also, Bone Dragon. Holy crap, yeah, that's not one. And these guys, holy crap, they have 3 independent stacks. Yeah, this is why you can't absorb these cities right away. That's just not safe. Alright, Wooden Wall is done. Let's change this up and get really anything else in here. I might toss another Prospector into the mix, just to have an extra range unit down there in the short term to keep the city from falling. And then after that prospector, I think we'll be safe. And then I can actually start doing some proper upgrades for this city. Eventually I'll summon more units down here and clear some of these surrounding structures. Okay, domain invasion was taken care of. And since I have managed to get this down to 2 turns without needing the capital to do anything else, I'm going to forge another item. We got to keep spending that mana because I've been pushing the cap. And I think what I'm going to do, I've had multiple suggestions for items. Among them is like a Seeker helmet for the Druid, which actually just sent the Wizard cap to her, so I probably shouldn't have done that. But before I want that anyway, I want something that gives me Dominate or Seduce, which I think is in this list. Yeah, so there's Dominate and there's Seduce. I'm gonna take a Dominate item. That just sounds fun. So we'll call it the there we go. The Bucket of Domination. Don't ask me how this works. I don't know. There we go. We will craft the Bucket of Domination and use it to, I guess, dominate the world or something. I need to wrap this episode up, guys. I'm getting carried away here, having too much fun. You know what? This is actually probably the right point to do it. Let's go ahead and wrap it up here. I'm sorry, I barely made it through anything this turn. Turns are starting to take a lot longer. But I guess that's kind of part of how this goes. You guys have seen enough of my videos by now to know kind of how long things can take when you start spreading out. But I think things are going well. I think I feel a little better after this episode. Hopefully I don't let my guard down and screw something else in the next one. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see, won't we? Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I'm going to cut this episode off here, but there will be 2 more coming this week, so I hope you'll be looking forward to those. Other than that, thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Special thanks to all my Patreon supporters, including Tier 3 supporters Blitz, Braden, Dawson Horner, Jimbro, Spanglefan, Tarsak, and Tibian Army. Thanks so much, everybody.